I'm getting a lot of questions about purple, which I think in alpine scenes in particular is just one of the coolest colors out there. I mean, just the way that it can kind of become the base of so much and then how it plays with other colors is just so neat. But it's kind of hard to pick and make the right one. So let's quickly talk purple. There is a bunch of different ways that you can kind of get these really fun purple hues. You can get them in a tube, like here's some ultramarine violet deep. Also known as sort of middle purple. And you can just right out of the tube, it makes this kind of lovely deep purple, which I think is great because you can kind of dress it up or dress it down. Like you can go really dark on it and it almost makes an indigo, but then as you lighten it up, it becomes this really kind of flower like purple in this really cool way. But also, you can make your own, and you can do this in a couple of different ways. You can do it on a palette, so you can just mix two colors like, say, cadmium red and ultramarine blue. Or you can even do a lighter blue, but any red and any blue will do. You mix those together. You can even do it on an actual palette itself. I think one of these purples somewhere deep down in here was a red and a blue, and I just mixed them together. The toothpick really good. That kind of locks you into a lot of it. Or you can even do it on the palette yourself, where you get just a touch of blue and a touch of red, and you can create a really nice purple. It's a little bit like mixing up your own salad dressing versus just buying some in, a pre-made store-bought container. But what I like about the kind of mixing your own purple method is you just create these really interesting tones. And I think that's why purple is one of the coolest secondary colors out there, is it can go to almost anything. Right there is a little bit of blue, a little bit of red. And the more blue you add, the kind of darker and a little bit more moody it becomes. The more red you lean into, you get these really interesting shades that are almost a little bit more of a not quite as bold and as in your face as red, but still gets all the other flavors. So I'm not sure what your favorite part is. If you're one of the kind of people like often I am, I will just mix up a big batch of purple or get a pre-made one. But more and more and more and more, I'm just loving the purples that are made by accident. The ones I didn't plan on, the ones where there was some blue next to some red, or the ones that I mixed up just to get something going on the palette and tossed on. I just love the gradients you get in between those, and I think when it comes to alpine sketching or really anything in the mountains, the more I see is that they are all just made out of purple. It's just like the fabric of the landscape around me. I'd be really curious what you think too.